is Auburn with your host, Tyler Crane.
All right, we are back at you Tuesday morning with Always Auburn, as the Auburn Tigers are currently on a bye week, which gives them plenty of time to dissect, diagnose, evaluate, reassess everything above just the disappointing past 2 weeks that we have seen, especially on the offensive side of the ball, which our head coach takes pride in his ability to be successful on that side of the ball. So we're going to let that sit where it may. I've discussed it for the past two shows, just kind of my disdain for Coach Freeze and the pattern of a losing culture that he's put on the field. You know, his record at Auburn really speaks for itself in that manner. And we're going to shift the focus today into a positive direction because I believe it's needed to, and we need to talk about, the possibilities of him being fired, the what's to come afterwards, making plans around who's going to be the new head coach. How do we learn from this as a failed experience? But we're not there yet. And one thing about it, just like I woke up this morning, Coach Hugh Freeze woke up this morning. And the beautiful thing about life is there's always a new opportunity with every new day. So, and you can never go back, but you can always go forward. So, with that being said, let's talk positive today. Let's talk what it looks like headed forward in a positive view, not referring to the past as much as probably we want to, and I would like to tell you the truth. But instead, let's go the positive route because we have seen things change, and we've seen teams something click, and one or two things happen that turn the tide of the program, and it goes from a downward trajectory to an upward trend in all of a matter of a play, a game, a drive, whatever that scenario may look like. So let's be optimistic today. Let's think positive, and let's talk about this week, not next week, not preparation week for Georgia. Let's talk about this week, sitting in the position that the Auburn Tigers are at right now. And I think football is an ultimate team game. It is not just the offense. Now there is a whole lot of lack of offense, don't get me wrong, but this is a team. This is an offense, a defense, a special teams. Everyone wears that AU on their helmet, and everyone's got that Auburn printed across their chest. So we are all a team here. And so what teams do is they come together when when they're in a valley, when things are looking down. They find it within themselves, the encouragement and the passion, the motivation to continue to drive, to continue to climb and strive for better. And so good teams are able to weather the storms. And we are in a storm right now. So this week, football practice, I think you can approach this in such a way that you can really turn the tide. And we're not talking about Georgia yet. We're saving that for next week. I think this week is about reevaluation, and it's about getting back to the basics. You hear a lot of coaches talk about that, regardless of where they are in the season, successful, unsuccessful, not winning, losing. You hear a lot of coaches talk about when they go into the bye week, they get back to the basics, things they did in spring practice, things they did in fall camp. They just kind of re-emphasize the basic points of football because at the end of the day, these are kids, and football is about repetition. Anything you do really in life is about practice and about repetition and just molding your craft and sharpening yourself in every area that you can. So I really think it is time that Coach Freeze goes to Coach Durkin and Wesley McGriff and the other position coaches on defense and tells them, hey, Monday through Thursday, I don't know their practice schedule, but just hypothetically speaking, Tuesday through Friday, whatever it may be, we're scrimmaging. We're hour and a half 2 hour, however long. We're getting the refs out here. We're live scrimmaging, and I want the best shot you got. No more taking it easy on Jackson Arnold. No more, no more of just simulating pressure. We're taking the red jerseys off these guys, off these quarterbacks. If you're not healthy enough to go, sit it on out because it's fixing to get live. And I don't see anything wrong with that, to tell you the truth. Now, do you risk getting some players hurt? You do. You do. And I'm not a football coach. So I don't mind being called ridiculous or crazy or anything along those lines for promoting this option that they face this week. And I'm not saying, I mean, there would definitely be a message to the players like, hey, let's not go out there with the intentions to hurt one another. Kind of, let's try to stay off the knees, and things along those lines. But to a point of defense, I'm sorry that we haven't been able to match your level of play on the field, because if we have, we'd have wins. We'd probably be undefeated right now. So I'm sorry we're not at that point, but I'm asking you to make us better. Whatever it takes. Make us better. Show me who our best quarterback is, because we're fixing to give them all a shot. Show me is Ash, because the thing about our defense is we got a lot of players that play on Saturdays. I don't think there's a fall off when you take Caleb Harris out of the at this point. I don't think there's a fall off when you take Caleb Harris out of the game and you put Anquan Fagans in there. I don't think there's a fall off when you take Sylvester Smith out of the game and you put Blake Woodby in there. I don't. Kinsley Lador Falston is getting better. I don't think there's a fall off when you insert him in the nickel position. I'm not seeing it. Coach Durkin wouldn't be doing it if if it was in game time, real time, action. He wouldn't be doing that. So the beautiful thing about that, you have the resources to really throw a lot at the offense. And then here's the kicker. What you do, Coach Freeze, and I have questioned, you know, if you're willing to, if you do, and if you're willing to, take the necessary means of staying late and just falling asleep at the athletic facility, watching film and eyes burning from looking at the screen for so long. I've questioned if that drive is within you, but I don't know. This is just me from the outside looking in. So, but what the kicker is if you are committed, Coach Freeze, and you are all the way bought in, which I really hope you are, and you are dedicated fully 100% to this program, what you do is you get your offensive coaches together every prior to every one of these scrimmages, the day before, the throughout the day, however you may schedule it in there, and you come up with a game plan. Just like we're going to face the Aggies on the road, or just like the Georgia Bulldogs are coming into Auburn, and you draw up a game plan, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to make it successful, and you find success in these game plans going against your stars on defense. Call me crazy. The only risk really in that is somebody gets hurt. But hey, at the end of the day, we play football and people get hurt playing football. Horatio Fields broke his foot and is out for the rest of the season. And I'm sure and it probably occurred in half speed, not live action practice last week. It's just a part of the game. It's what makes it so comparable to life, in my opinion. Things aren't fair. It comes, you don't know why things happen to certain people, and just the curveballs that are thrown in life. There's no rhyme, there's no reason. You can do everything right. And I'm sure Horatio Fields is a great person. I'm sure he looked like they talked great about him. He came into the program and immediately gained the respect from the young players that were in the program. That's what they say. They look to him as a leader, and he caught a bad hand, and he's out for the rest of the season. And it's just things like that happen. It's the way of life. You can't prevent them. So why not, instead of being precautious all the time, because that's what it looks like we do on the field. It looks like Coach Freeze is scared to make a mistake, which that's translating into your starting quarterback who won't let the ball go on time because he's overthinking everything. And so why don't we erase that mentality? And we say, you know what, if somebody gets hurt, hey man, next man up. This is why we recruit. This is why we recruit depth. Next man up. I hope we don't. I hope nobody does get hurt, but the inevitable is bound to happen in football. So I would, at least 3 days this week, I would live action that thing, full out scrimmage, good on good, and Coach Freeze go behind the scenes and draw it up. Put your guru mindset that you told us you had to work against your defense again. And I would beg, I would tell DJ Durkin, man, tell those boys that every bit of disdain and anger and frustration that they feel, that they can't get the results out of the offense that they feel like they put on the field on the defense, that all the just irritation, frustration they get from not being able to win after putting on great performances week after week on the field against good programs, bring it out of them. Let them put it all on the field. Let them punish our offense, because that's how you get better. That's how you get better. Football is a tough game. It is tough. You got to be tough. You can't. It's not for the weak-hearted. I promise you that much. It is not. And that's what I see on the offensive side of my ball. I see confusion. I see everything, every symptom that comes along with not being confident, with being weak, with being weak-minded, with being easily defeated. Every symptom about, I see it on our offense. I see it with our quarterback. I see it with our receivers who get irritated. And I'm not blaming the receivers, but I see them getting mad. And it's just and I see it with the offensive line. You see it with Chaplin over there. They showed him on the sideline after 3 more false starts Saturday, and he just looking up like he's exhausted, confused, beat up. It's a disease that starts to spread throughout the entire offense, and that's why it's reached the receivers. They're feeling it too. So make them better, defense. And Coach Freeze, I hope you. That would be my advice. If I could offer the advice, and I mean, I'm just a person, but from what I know about football and when the experience I have from when things weren't going well when I played high school football and just throughout my life playing football, and it was always when things weren't going well, when we didn't look tough enough to win games, practice got harder, and the cream will rise to the top. We will see who our best quarterback is. We will see who doesn't mind getting hit, who doesn't mind standing in the pocket, who's not scared to throw picks. Because just like you want to win on Saturday, Jackson Arnold, you also want to play on Saturday. So take the blinders off, Coach Freeze. If he's not the guy, and that's the beautiful thing about all this, it'll show you. It will show you. Put together a game plan for each for and make it simple, make it easy for all 3 quarterbacks to understand and run, and give them different drives. Let them go out there in different positions. See, the beautiful thing about doing it 3 or 4 times is you can kind of 3 or 4 times out of the week is you can kind of simulate different types of situations in the games and different fields and all that. And maybe it's not do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe it's do it Tuesday, watch it on film Wednesday, try to clean some things up, come back Thursday, Let's clean it up. I don't know, but there is a better way. I know there is, and I think it starts with our defense. Use what you got, Coach Freeze. They are good. They are great. I really think they're great. This is the best defense you've had at Auburn, Coach Freeze. Easily, easily. Those some of them boys gonna be in the NFL and playing. Keldrick Falk will play in the NFL. Malik Blockton is on his way. Jared Smith, whew, the sky's the limit for that young man. He is amazing, just at a young age, and the potential for what. And then he's a leader. I mean, you can see it. You can't keep him off the field. Xavier Atkins has all the size. Now, is he going to be an NFL player? I don't know, but he's got the size to go be it. DeMarcus Riddick's got all the potential to make it to the league. Kayan Lee, Jay Crawford, they're probably NFL corners. They're going to get that opportunity, especially Jay Crawford. I believe that 100%. I mean, you got them. You got them everywhere. Who knows what Eric Winters and I don't know about Sylvester Smith and Caleb Harris. Who knows? We thought Caleb Harris was going to be a lot more impressive this year, but he's kind of let us down. But then again, who knows? But Anquan Fagans and Eric Winters, oh yeah, they're on their way. They're on their way too. So you got the guys who can really make us better on offense. And if we can beat them in practice, if you can put a game plan together, tell Durkin to throw it all at you. Throw it all at you. Mix the defenses up, throw exotic looks. Give them your best effort, DJ Durkin. And if they and dig deep, Coach Freeze, and find a way to beat them. Because if you can beat them, then maybe we can go beat Georgia in a couple of weeks, and you can save your job. And we can all turn around and say, "Whew, Coach Freeze showed us a little something." Things might start changing. Because I said it last week in one of the shows, and I'm gonna say it again. The beautiful thing about this conference, and especially where we are now, in just how the SEC is so much improved because of the transfer portal and the kids' desires to play. The beautiful thing is it's every week. No, you're no longer playing sorry Ole Miss teams and sorry Mississippi State teams and sorry Vanderbilt and decent Missouris and sorry Arkansas, even though, but you're playing competition after competition week after week. So that's the beautiful thing, man. And it can all change. I've seen Auburn fans jump off the bandwagon, not necessarily jump off the bandwagon because we really don't do that. That's for the Tide. They do that, So I'm not even going to say we necessarily jump off the bandwagon, but I've seen Auburn fans be overly critical one week and then the next week turn around and be highly praising a head coach. I mean, it's just the nature of the game because we want to win, because the passion is there, because we are real fans. We want Coach Freeze to be successful. I don't want to be right about him lacking the effort, about him not staying late after practice. I don't want to be right about any of that. I swear I don't. I want Coach Freeze to be the man for the job. I want Coach Freeze to have all the success in the world, and we never have to go through this coaching carousel stuff that we've been going through the past few years ever again, or at least until he retires. So I'm on a positive note today. I think there's big chances. I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna finish with this today, and it's gonna cycle into next week. I do a little segment at the end of every week. I'm not gonna do it this week because we're on a bye week, but I do a little segment in my shows either on Thursday, sometimes on Thursday, sometimes on Friday, just depending on how everything fits in, where I kind of take a look back in time just to compare maybe a week in the past to the week that we're currently in and look at the similarities and kind of just, I don't go back and look at games we've lost either. So kind of just to facilitate some hope in the game and, paint the picture that we've been here before and we've came out of something like this before, and this opportunity kind of reflects in the same way that opportunity did. But I got a good one for you coming up next week, and I really hope none of these other guys who do Auburn football podcasts are on the same mind track as I am. And if they are, and they talk about the similarities right here, I'm going to be upset, but no, it's all good. But at the same time, I got a good scenario, and it points to very similar circumstances as what we're going through now, and it all changed. So that's a little clue for you. But I'm gonna save that. I'm not gonna spoil you with that. And that's what I got for you today, man. We're positive. We're thinking positive. Hey, we're 2-2, headed into about no 3-2. Are we three? Yeah, 3-2. Excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're 3-2, headed into this bye week, and still a lot of season ahead of us. Still a lot of big games. Auburn can still accomplish a lot of things this year. It's just about, and this might have been exactly what we needed. This might have been the best thing for us because if we can figure it out now and get things going in the right direction, we got the talent. Somebody might be in trouble. So that's what I got for you today, man. I hope y'all have a good day. We'll be back at you tomorrow to talk a little more. War Eagle.
I might pull up with all of my jewelry on like bust. Got a unique body, my go get them from Russia. I might pull up and pimp that bitch like a sucker. I'm in up my dealer shorts, I got my mustard. Catch up. Know this pimpin' pimp tight game, right? I might eat it, I might Mercedes. I make fours every year, little baby. I don't like no long nails on my lady. Is it you that can't prevail, that I'm shady? White toes and high heels, she the latest. She got plastic Cartiers, then she made it. Then the car and then my kids make the payment.